Nationwide, inflation is down for the third straight month. The Labor Department says that consumer prices were up 2.3% in April. That's actually the smallest increase, though, in more than 4 years. Some analysts thought that this report would show the impact of the tariffs, but economists say the broad impact actually likely won't be felt until June or July. But Massachusetts is already feeling the pinch in some areas. And as WBC's John Keller shows us, the argument over who's to blame? Well, that's in full swing.
We have a lot of great things going for us, but like many states, we struggle right now with costs.
We sure do. So when the academic watchdog group Mass Benchmarks released their latest report on the state economy, showing inflation and unemployment running ahead of national levels amid an economic slowdown, Healey's critics at the state Republican Party pounced.
We do put the blame really at the feet of the governor.
According to GOP Chair Amy Carnevale, Healey is squandering state funds on things like housing and services for migrants and driving up the cost of living with expensive rules aimed at reducing environmental damage.
Certainly some of the mandates that were put in place a number of years ago and supported by the Healey administration for the goals for green energy, we think has a significant impact on the rates of Massachusetts homeowners.
Never mind that those mandates were signed into law by a Republican governor, Charlie Baker. But this expert who oversees Mass Benchmarks says Healey's policy choices, while crucial, are not the main source of our economic sore spots.
The current administration largely affects future growth, not current growth. And that's less true of the federal government, where administrations can conduct fiscal and monetary policy that immediately affect growth.
Nationally, we are experiencing what we think is a short-term impact at the national level. Here in Massachusetts, the impact is far greater, and we think the tariffs alone does not explain the data that was released this week.
It's Carnevale's job to point the finger at Healey, but two can play the blame game.
No state in the country can begin to make up for the kind of cuts that are being talked about.
Now, John, many states may be feeling the effects of federal cuts and tariffs, but isn't Massachusetts especially vulnerable?
Yeah, no question about it, Courtney. We rely more heavily on federal grants and foreign trade than many other states. And these days, we're counting on a continuing focus on fighting off damage from climate change to fuel our emerging climate tech industries. So while Amy Carnevale has plenty of company when she denounces one-party rule, her position gets a little trickier when she has to defend the actions of the one-party rule down in Washington. What's sauce for the goose? You know that old saying, right?
Boy, we'll definitely be having this conversation again come June or July.
You bet.
All right, John Keller, thank you. Dave.